Alright guys, so we are back. It's round 2 for doing the swap. I got a dog creeping on me right here. What's up, bud? Anyway, so going on for today, what the plan is, I want to get the 1JZ in the car today. So that is the goal. We got the 7M out last time. It was a bit of a pain. I thought I snapped a hard line for the power steering line. Turns out we just unclipped the bracket, which was awesome. So that's awesome there. That doesn't have to do with anything. So right now, what I'm going out to do is I'm going to run errands and I'm going to pick up all the fluids I'll need for the car, which is literally every fluid but diff fluid, I believe, and windshield wiper fluid because it doesn't matter. So I'm getting engine oil, spark plugs, gearbox oil, brake fluid, power steering fluid, and coolant today. So it'll be a nice spendy trip, but gotta get it done. And then I'm gonna swing by Ace Hardware and get some gloves because we're working with dirt and your boy's a little pansy. I'm just kidding. I just don't want to take the 5 hours to scrub my hands off. So I'm gonna go get some gloves, get some fluids, and then we'll get the swap.
2 hours later.
All right, we made it back, and the trip was a 99% success. It was great. I got all my fluids. They'd be behind me. Right there, got some gloves, some zip ties because inevitably gonna have to use them. But the one thing I forgot is I forgot to see what oil filter the 1JZ took. So I got everything but the oil filter. So yeah, that's all right. There's one on it. I mean, I guess technically I could run it, but I don't want to because I don't know how long it's been sitting and would rather just replace it. So I'm gonna have to go back and get one of those later. But yeah, that's all I have. So next thing I'm gonna do is, well, first I'm gonna run in the mailbox. Oh, hey, look who's here. Hello, Doug. I'm gonna run to the mailbox because I got an email saying my ECU was in, so I'm gonna go ahead and run up, pick that up, and then I wanna go ahead and pressure wash the transmission and engine bay and get those all cleaned up and ready to be dry. And just so that way they'll be cleaned up and ready by the time that people come over and we get the engine in. So that's the plan for that. Super dope. Let's go ahead and run out to the ECU, to the mailbox to the ECU. Then next thing you'll see will probably me be setting you guys up for the time lapse to watch the engine get clean. All right, so the engine is all cleaned and is now going to dry. I have until about 4 o'clock. It's 11:23 right now, before I actually need to do anything with the engine, like taking out the transmission and getting it all meshed over into the 1JZ. Anyway, so next thing up we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did for the engine, but we're going to wash the car now, or just the engine bay. Just go ahead and pressure wash that out. I was lowering it and I righteously smashed my middle finger on the jack, and that hurt like balls. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and push the Super out just a little bit out into the driveway, enough so that way the water doesn't go all in the garage but drains off to a drain on the side. Pull it out, pressure wash it out, and then push it back in. I looked at the weather and it's supposed to get sunny around 2 o'clock, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the engine out. Hopefully it'll be dry. And the nice part is that since this is the transmission, it's pretty easy to dry anyway, but just gonna let it sit out, gonna let the car sit outside as well, and just go ahead and pressure wash those off and hope that they're dry by the time I get back today. Alright, we're back from class now, and what I'm going to do next, now that the engine has dried out, sorry about the lighting, but I am going to finish painting the rest of my engine bay black. So, just so you know, this is going to be the complete wrong way to do it. I'm not, other than cleaning it, there's no like sanding or primer prep that I'm going to do. Reason being is I've already painted the bay black in the spots that you're going to see. There's just some old leftover red parts that you see when you kind of look in there, and you're like, oh. So it was actually painted, but yeah, they're just a little off on those hard to reach places that you can't get what the engine is in. So now that's clean, I'm just gonna give them a quick once over coat. So the purpose is solely just to cover up the red. It's not supposed to be any perfect finish. You're not gonna notice it at all unless you're like specifically going in, looking and trying to compare it to the other parts of the paint. So it's gonna be totally fine. So I'm just going in there, just touching up, making sure everything's all black. That's it, might as well do it with the engines out, and gives me another couple hours before we start to do work in there anyway. So might as well get that done, and that's the plan, just go ahead and get that coated. Sorry, wind noise is probably really bad right now, but here's a quick look at the bay. Again, nothing special, just covered up some of the points. So when you're looking down through the sides, this part's no longer red. There's no longer any red where the charcoal canister was. This intake part is red, just those corners are red, so, or black, sorry. I mean black for all this. But I'm just covering that all up now, so I'm gonna go ahead, take a break, got one meeting, and then we're gonna get to real work, and that will be starting on the 1JZ and cleaning things up in the engine bay, getting ready for the swap. So getting super close, guys, super close. All right, we are back from class now. I don't know where I was at actually. I don't think I was at class, I was somewhere else. Anyway, we're back now. I'm gonna have a big old check off list of what we need to get done today. Here's my box. We got the list of everything. So end goal is to get the 1JZ in the car, not quite running, but just in the car. So everything we have may or may not be here. Only thing that I'm not sure we'll have is hoses, or hosei, depending on your pronunciation. I think a lot of the hoses I can get off the 7M, which is great, but if not, we'll make do. Should have a lot of people coming over helping out, or at least a few people coming over and helping out, but we're gonna try to make this happen. So, got a couple things to pull out of the engine bay first, one of them also being the alternator I need to take out. But yeah, once those are out, hopefully we should be able to get the mounts transferred over and then to get the car in the bay. Alright, so we started work on the car so far, and Tommy has showed up to help. He's a legend. Jared, he's not so great, but he's here anyway. And I actually think I hear Drew driving down the driveway right now. Alright, so anyway, what we've done so far is Tommy just finished taking off the transmission, or the bell housing, and the W58, which is great. We're gonna have to reuse that clutch and flywheel though, because I don't have one. Anyway, and then Jared, meanwhile, has put on the downpipe, which looks absolutely spectacular. And I've been working on trying to take the belts off the front, got the serpentine belt off, need to get to the timing belt. Hi, Drew. That's really about it. So we're just gonna continue on the work, and you'll get updated as we go. Alright, so we kind of made a mess and really didn't do a whole lot productive that you could see, but we got a lot done. So, transmission is off, bell housing is off. That thing was a pain in the poop, but that's done. We have the new the new bell housing that's getting things shuffled over, and that'll go back on. Biggest bummer of the day though is, so we have, that's the flywheel for the 1JZ, and the bolt pattern, if you could tell, is different. So, oops, as I ding the new downpipe, but what that means is that we're probably gonna have to get a new flywheel, which sucks because that costs money, but it's got to be done in order to get it in. So hoping just to get the transmission done today. I'm also doing spark plugs, getting those all replaced, timing belt and serpentine belt done. So that's that, and we'll just kind of see what happens. Anyway, I'll set you guys up on a little time lapse, and we're just gonna get back to work and hope for the best and see how far we can get.
Something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my funland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
Alright, we're back for another day. We're gonna go ahead and drop out the fuel tank now and go ahead and get that filter replaced while it's out, and then gonna go ahead and dive back on and try to get the motor mounts off to be able to replace them with the new motor mounts that we have that'll mount this up to the subframe I have. So I'm going to set you guys down. We're going to go ahead and get right to the two things that I just said we're going to do. I know I always wink. It's a weird habit. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get going to that. So the fuel pump is in now, that's all done. I made a whole separate video if you guys want to know how to install it. It is probably already up because the engine's not in the 1J right now, and I want to make sure that the second video I do get a dent for this. So it should be up by the time this is up. Anyway, what we were working on last, aside from the fuel pumps, is I was trying to get these motor mounts off, and I got 3 of the 4 bolts. The one stuck up here behind this, and I'm going to need to get a 12mm to get that out, which it's just a really awkward angle. So I'm going to try the best I can at getting that out. I'll probably just update you guys once it's out because I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I'll be back with you in just a second. So the mounts went good and bad. The good thing was that I got one off. That's off, and the new one's back on there, which is great. The bad is that is the other side. So it's in there, and I got 3 of the bolts out, but there's one. Let me see if I can find it for you guys on here. I can't really. But there's one back up there in the corner that is impossible to get to. And I don't mean like impossible because I just haven't taken enough things apart. It's like literally impossible to get to because it's in a spot that's behind this oil, where the oil filter goes. That's like near, like you just can't fit anything back there. I'm probably gonna have to cut it. The nice thing is that this one I should be able to get a wrench in there from the bottom end, since it's not nearly as bulky as this mount when I'm putting it back on. But I'm probably going to need to take an angle grinder or something to this and lop off the whole bottom half to get to that nut, which really sucks because I don't want to do that, but that's the process. I'm going to take a little break from that. And in other news, flywheel, pressure plate, and clutch did come in to replace this one and the old flywheel, clutch, pressure plate stuff that did not fit off the old 7M. So I already got my new JZ bell housing on there, got the new kit. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and get that on here. So it's a while later and I haven't really had much luck with the clutch. I kind of put it in and realized since it's an automatic it doesn't have the bearing, so I need to go back and put the bearing in because the clutch alignment tool won't work. Anyway, right now I took a break anyway to go do some homework for class, and honestly I'm just getting frustrated with it. I'm not liking school right now, so this is a good break for me, and I've got a bunch of frustrated energy right now, so I'm going to go ahead. The battery's almost done on this as per usual, so I'm going to put this up on the charger and then I'm just going to get as much done as I can. I'll get you guys updated and I'll let you guys know what happens before I go to bed. But yeah, anyway, hoping to be a productive night.
2 hours later.
Alright, so let me give you guys a quick update. You saw me pulling out the alignment tool at the clutch because that's up and going again, but transmission is mostly on, so it's not completely on at all in the slightest. So I'm missing bolts for everything but the bottom two, and yeah, I just don't have the bolts, period. They didn't come with the engine, they didn't come with the case. and the ones off that are different sizes. So I'm gonna look around, see if I could find some laying around the garage, and hopefully I can. If I can't, then I'm gonna have to look it up and then go down to the hardware store tomorrow and grab some more. But that's where we're at right now. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break, and then you guys will come back in like the very next clip, and I'll let you guys know if we found bolts or if this is where it's gonna be cut for the night. Alright, so I had no luck finding the bolts. I was just even trying to find just one so I can go down to the hardware store. I got one that's close, so it's gonna have to do, and we're gonna just have to take it and go down to the hardware store and buy like 5 or 6 different thread pitches. So I'm pretty sure this one that I found is the right size. It's just has a different thread pitch, and I'm not sure if it's too big or too small. I think it may be a little too small because it goes in the first like couple twists and then just stops. So I think that's because it's too small and catching on the first one. Or it could be the no, I wouldn't think it's too big, but I could be wrong. I'm sorry I sound really tired. It's been a long day just working on the car. I've taken apart and put in the clutch back together like 5 or 6 different times, just trying to do different things, remember different things, forget to torque, remember to torque, forget to put the pilot bearing in, and then put the pilot bearing in, but forget to do the clutch or something. I don't know, it took a long time, but anyway, that's in, the transmission's on. It's meshed, so the nice part is, let me show you guys really quickly actually. So it's on, and there's 2 14mm, but see that nut right there, there's one there and one on the other side. Those ones are the right size and they're threaded in. And then what I have here is this nut here has the where this bolt has the nut on the other side, which that's not how it's supposed to be, but I put one on that side and there's one on the other side. And what those let me do is those let me tighten the transmission all the way down, and then these 2 bolts were just here to guide. They're not the correct bolts either. I'm going to need to get new ones for that as well. That's to hold on that. I'm blanking on the name. It's too late for me because holy crap, it's 9 o'clock. I don't know, I got up early this morning. Anywho, it's up on the jack stand. I'm going to leave it there for now, just so I'm not adding any extra stress. But that's where we're going to end it today. So thank you guys for watching. It's always fantastic that the 2 of you that subscribe are watching the video, so that's great. But I'm just kidding, it's cool. Anyway, as you may have been wondering by the title, what's going on there is I have joined the THROTL brand ambassador team. I'm going to make another video kind of fully introducing this in a bit more wide and like a little deeper on what you can do and stuff. But if you follow the link down below and get THROTL VIP, it really helps me out and it helps THROTL out as well. So it is a benefit that goes both ways, not just me advertising them for some discount or whatever. It actually will help fund this channel if you guys go do that. So if you're interested and you guys want to join the car giveaway, that's going to be posted. A little picture of it will be posted right at the end of this video. Go ahead and check out the link below. Also, there's a couple other links below to other things if you want to help fund the channel. As well as if you, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you want to get more updates, more up-to-date updates, then go ahead and check out my Instagram at PhilSuper. I post a lot more there. And that's really about it. Don't forget to do the usual. Just like and subscribe, leave your hit in the comments, guys. Bye!